It's a world-renowned shopping destination, home to luxury brands, fast fashion retailers, and well-known department stores. But since the coronavirus hit and non-essential businesses were ordered to shut their doors, Fifth Avenue has been very quiet.
The hustle and bustle, the tremendous vitality of this corridor is absent at the moment. And so it's a really stark contrast to what you would be finding otherwise.
It's the same story in other major shopping hubs in New York City, from Soho to Hudson Yards. This upmarket shopping mall opened just over a year ago, but was forced to close its doors in mid-March. Now, when or even if it will reopen is in doubt after its anchor tenant, luxury department store Neiman Marcus, has filed for bankruptcy. And it's not the only retailer fighting to survive. Since the beginning of May, JCPenney, J.Crew and men's clothing brand John Vivatos have also filed for bankruptcy. Analysts say department stores and malls will be particularly hard hit.
One is that consumers are purchasing more online, and those are categories that consumers have more competition, more choice. You also have many of these merchants just having had challenges from just a store execution and from an operations standpoint. Several of them were bought by private equity or had significant debt loads.
The situation is dire across the country's $325 billion clothing industry. US retail sales fell for a second straight month in April, declining 16.4%, the biggest drop since the government started tracking data. And spending at clothing stores plunged 78.8%.
If it ends up being a depression, the apparel industry may not recover in our lifetimes because it is that bad of a correction. If it ends up being a recession, it may be 5 to 10 years before we do see a recovery in the number of stores, the amount of choice, the volume of sales, the number of units that the industry is able to sell.
Stores are already making plans to put shoppers' minds at ease. According to a recent survey by retail predictive analytics company First Insight, 49% of millennials and 71% of baby boomers say they wouldn't feel safe trying on clothes in dressing rooms after the pandemic.
You probably are going to see hand sanitizer in many locations. I also think you'll see clear signage about how merchandise is handled once you touch it, should you not want to carry it with you. I think that's very clearly because we know the virus survives on surfaces. Most large-scale brands, Saks, Bergdorf's, others have announced, as soon as you touch an item, if you don't wish to purchase it, it's going to go for a timeout.
The Fifth Avenue Association believes the renowned shopping hub is well placed to survive, in part because of its high-end brands. It says the luxury sector has always had a smaller ratio of customers to surface area, which will make social distancing easier to implement. But one thing is certain, the future of the fashion industry will have a very different look. Jade Barker, TRT World, New York.